solar eclipse. For me, it was a lifelong dream to witness this stunning astronomical event. I'd seen partial eclipses and even one annular eclipse, but never a total. So I decided to meet up with a few friends in Oregon, where historical weather observations suggested the best opportunity for clear skies would be. And since I had a long ways to travel from Oklahoma, I made it an overland adventure in the spirit of early astronomers chasing a rare transit of Venus. So join with me as I seek out two-lane and dirt-back roads in a quest to witness one of the greatest natural spectacles.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day one of Solar Expedition. I am headed towards Oregon. I'll be there a week from today. Meanwhile, I'm going to drive a little bit of the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. I'll be driving today to Bluestem Lake near Mahaska, Oklahoma. Probably late this afternoon, I'm going to visit the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve that's near there. And I'm turning on Route 66. I'm in the town of Davenport, and they have cobblestone main street, which is pretty cool.
I enjoy following historical routes, whether they are pioneer trails or old auto roads. Route 66 is, of course, the mother road. It's a fun drive along two-lane highway instead of the interstate. There are many sights to attract one's attention at its slower pace.
I passed a sign that said Ozark Trail Monument, 1.4 miles. And so since I have plenty of time, I thought, go out here and see what it is.
This is the old Ozark Trail marker, obviously a target of a lot of graffiti.
It was a marker for an original auto route back in the 1910s and 1920s called the Ozark Trail.
Of course, if you've been following me on a map, you probably realized that I'm headed the wrong direction for Oregon. I turned off of Route 66 and drove north towards Bluestem Lake. There I'd meet up with a friend, Brian. We'd set up camp and then visit the nearby Tallgrass Prairie Preserve.
Brian and I have connected up. We have the necessary permit and are headed back to Bluestem Lake, and we'll set up camp. Well, where they all came from. Maybe it's getting to be feeding time, and they know to come here because some truck will come through and give them some food. All right, we have got our campsite set up and are now headed to the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve. Brian and I discussed dinner. We decided, since we got to drive through Pawhuska, and since it is getting kind of late, that we would go ahead and eat at Bad Brad's.
So we got to our campground after having a great dinner at Bad Brad's. The sun is getting pretty low on the horizon. Got a little bit of a storm coming in, some rain. You can hear some thunder in the distance. So hope it's not too rough a night.
Good morning, everyone. Today is day 2 of the solar eclipse expedition. Brian and I spent a rainy night, some lightning, here at Bluestem Lake near Pawhuska, Oklahoma. Today we are headed across the northern part of Oklahoma on the Oklahoma Adventure Trail towards the Great Salt Plains. Over towards Brian's home, they had 5 inches of rain last night, and it's over near the Great Salt Plains, so we expect to see some muddy roads today. Brian and I looked at the map and have decided we're going to pick up the Oklahoma Adventure Trail, OAT, in the town of Barnsdall. It looks like a lot of winding road through the Osage Reservation. And welcome to the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. And we have turned toward Frog Rock! Exclamation point. We'll see what this is.
And there is Frog Rock. Pretty cool, huh?
Road closed ahead, so we're going to have to go around. My map does not show this. It does show a road, but it shows the road going across the creek. Welcome back on the Oak. Well, we got another bridge out, so I'm gonna have to turn around, figure out a way out. Looked at the map, looks like we gotta go back out to some paved roads. Brian has some family matters to tend to, and so he's going to be splitting off here shortly. And I'm trying to get to at least to Perkins, which isn't very far away. If I don't get any more done today and just head directly to the Salt Plains, I'll call it a good deal. Oh, there's the river right through there.
Wednesday, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of thunderstorms. Highs in the lower 90s. A better chance of thunderstorms will be from late this evening into the overnight.
here is Ingalls Outlaw Shootout Town and Market.
Turns out that members of the Doolin gang were here, including one of the Dalton brothers from the famous Dalton gang. And when the sheriffs in some of the bigger towns around here learned that they were living here, they came and tried to arrest them. There's a pretty good view of the river right there. Well, there is the graffiti wall. A lot of graffiti on it.
Well, I am just about at the end of this section of the Oklahoma Adventure Trail. I'm going to take the highway to Perkins and find the most direct way possible to the Great Salt Plains.
Approaching Great Salt Plains State Park.
This is the dam for the lake at the Great Salt Plains. It's a pretty good sized lake.
I'm headed out to the Great Salt Plains selenite digging area. You can see they've had a bit of water around here. Entering the Great Salt Plains. Crystals are formed, I guess, in part by the big lake that I traveled to earlier. And you can see people digging. I hope the kids find some selenite. What are we doing out here? It looks like we're flying kites also. Oh, that's cool.
After spending the night at the Great Salt Plains, I headed out early the next morning for a quick trip across Kansas, positioning myself to cross to the Nebraska sandhills the day after.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 3 of the solar expedition, and I am headed from Jet north to Nebraska. Plan to get in the Nebraska area around Carhenge today. Probably visit it tomorrow morning early though. Yeah, looking at a pretty good storm coming up from the southwest.
Traveled along 211 and I spotted this off the side of the road. I remembered I've been here before. I had remembered that it was donated by the Boy Scouts. I thought this was a rather appropriate shot to stop and get. Back down the road there you see off to the left, just a couple miles, is the birthplace of the song Home on the Range.
In the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer in the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies
I spent that night lost somewhere in southern Nebraska, with plans to head out the next morning well before sunrise so that I might be in the sandhills for early light.
the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. How often at night, when the heavens are bright with the light from the glittering stars, have I stood amazed and asked as I gaze if their glory exceeds that of ours. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all